As for the bottom of the East playoff picture, there are 5 teams playing for 3 spots, and all 5 lost last night. The Nets have the toughest remaining schedule of the bunch. Byron, who's going to grab the final 3 playoff spots in the East?
I think the Nets, the Pistons, and the Heat.
Oh.
So I'm saying that I think that Orlando Magic, who've had a really good season, will miss the playoffs, even though they have the easiest schedule out of the 4 teams left. But I have a lot of confidence in D-Wade and that Miami Heat team because of his experience. And you got 2 monsters over there in Detroit.
Right.
And New Jersey. Brooklyn has played so well all season long that I think that they have overachieved to a certain extent. And I just think they're so hungry that they're going to be in that playoff.
Paul, I think Miami is going to grab the A seed. Now, Brooklyn, I don't think it really matters for them. Like, I think they will make the playoffs.
Right.
But they've already exceeded expectations, at least mine.
Yeah.
You know, just coming into the season, I had them nowhere near the playoffs. It was another year of just trying to figure out who they are, but they really established a culture. You know, D'Angelo Russell became an all-star. Dinwiddie up for one of the most improved players. And so, Detroit, they got Blake, Drummond. So I think it'll be Detroit, Brooklyn, and I want Miami in. I want to see D-Wade one more run with D-Wade.
So Blake has missed the last few games. He's dealing with some injuries in this time. You guys, it sounds like you guys are really confident that Detroit's going to be in there.
They should. Like, seriously, you got one of the best players in the game right here. Blake Griffin. You got one of the best centers, Andre Drummond. These guys should. I mean, they got, at the bottom, they got 2 more stars than the other 3 teams down there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. But I got more confidence in Miami Heat being in the playoffs than I do the Detroit Pistons.
Right.
And my reasoning being because that team has won championships and they got a championship player in Dwayne Wade. So he had, and a coach also. So they understand what this type of season or this type of year is all about. Right. You know, Blake has disappeared some postseasons a little bit, you know, and Drummond's one of those guys that, you know, he's going to rebound, he's going to block shots and things of that nature, but you can't count on him to carry the load if somebody else gets hurt. So I got a lot more confidence in Miami Heat solidifying that 7th, 8th, 6th spot than I do the Detroit Pistons.
Of the 5 teams, they're definitely the one with the most defined culture, and they do things.
And most experience.
Yeah, most experience. All right. While we're talking about the playoff chase, let's mention Kenny Atkinson, who, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, is nearing an agreement on an extension with the Nets. Reports say that the talks also extend to the coaching staff. Byron, as a former coach, is Atkinson a perfect long-term fit in Brooklyn?
Absolutely. I think what he's done with this organization and with the team definitely deserves a new contract, and his coaching staff as well.
Right.
You know, he has changed the culture there, like Paul was talking about. And these guys have bought into what he truly believes on both ends of the floor. And that's the key. Once you can get the players to buy into your culture and what you think is best for the team, and you get a bunch of individuals, and once they all buy into it, things can happen like this, where they're dancing on the sideline because they feel they got the playoffs all sewn up. But you can tell this team is having fun. They enjoy playing with each other. They enjoy playing for Kenny. And, yes, it is absolutely a great thing for him and his coaching staff. He should get this extension.
Paul, you said it's gravy either way whether they make the playoffs.
Either way. You know, for the simple fact, like Coach said, he's established in a culture.
Right.
I think he's made Brooklyn a free agent destination now. And the thing about it, he's developed an identity to this team. When you watch Brooklyn Nets, you're like, look, this team plays hard. And you can't say that about a lot of teams in the NBA. Once you establish that as a coach, you have something. That's where free agents might want to go say, look, I can go and play for this guy. And rightfully so, he deserves this extension because of what he's been able to establish.
You know, and the one thing I'd add to all that conversation is it's a lot easier to do the job that he's done when you have a front office that is bought in on you and is going to support you every step of the way. Because, Coach, you know, you can say, hey, this is how we're going to do it. If the guy upstairs is like, you don't have to. It's a lot harder for you to establish that culture. And that's why Miami, we just talked about how they're defined, because it starts with Pat and it goes the way down. And it's one voice, and it's the same thing in Brooklyn. So shout out to Coach Atkinson.